Merry Christmas, guys. Hope you're having a great Christmas today. And for today's video, we've got kind of a strange situation going on here. You see, there were a number of big influencers, so to speak. Namely, it's MrBeast, ishowspeed, Cenat, Hasan, Valkyrae. I think I'm forgetting maybe like one or two, but I'll show you all that stuff in more detail in a second. We'll take a look at the actual tweets I'm referring to. This is just like a quick overview of the situation in the intro. Because all around the same time recently, being the last few days, a number of these, as mentioned, big influencers just randomly started talking about their love for anime, and in particular One Piece, which many are viewing or speculating rather is actually some sort of paid promotion that these people are involved with and not disclosing. And there is some evidence to further back up the speculation as well with the official Netflix One Piece account. But as mentioned, we'll get into all that in more detail in a second. And so all of this behavior that many people in the anime community are viewing as fake and potentially paid promotion has caused a discussion about tourists as well, and for good reason. Because as you know, tourists are the sort of people who hop into the anime community suddenly because they view it as trendy and they just want to look trendy, but they don't genuinely like it. And then they try and find a bunch of stuff to complain about. Just imagine complete Twitter cop behavior, but that directed at anime. But I'm kind of preaching to the choir here. I know you guys all get that. So yeah, that's the overview. Let me take it from the beginning now. We'll run it back. The MrBeast part of this seems to start on this tweet from December 23rd when he said, "Should I watch One Piece? I'm scared it's so many episodes." Then ishowspeed responds and says, "Your life will change, Jimmy." And MrBeast says, "Okay, starting now." Here's where things begin to get a bit stranger though, because MrBeast responds to a tweet that seems to have been from ishowspeed that's since been deleted, where MrBeast says that he's now been converted, implying to be converted to a One Piece fan now. Now, excuse me, let me also rephrase that. This doesn't seem to be from ishowspeed. He was definitely responding to ishowspeed. As you can see when you pull up this version of the tweet, you got Speed's @ right there. So yeah, the deleted tweet was indeed definitively from ishowspeed. And people are saying that the deleted tweet from ishowspeed was about him starting One Piece via the Netflix live action adaptation over the anime, that he preferred the live action over the anime. Of course, I don't have a screenshot of this one, unfortunately, and I don't know. I'm not saying it's definitively what happened, but you can see off the responses, or based on the responses, that that might actually be the case. For example, this one saying, "Bro tried starting One Piece with the Netflix live action." Another one responding to Speed with an ishowspeed gif here and quoting a live action, again implying that the context was something about him preferring the live action over the anime. Similarly, this one saying live action before anime and posting this disgusted Homelander reaction. People ultimately concluding that Speed deleted that tweet because he was just getting roasted and destroyed for preferring the live action over the anime, apparently. And you remember the part where I mentioned people speculated that this could be undisclosed paid promotion for the Netflix live action One Piece adaptation? Well, interestingly enough, just hours ago, the official One Piece Netflix account made this tweet: "The greatest pirate adventure returns March 10th, Straw Hats. One Piece Into the Grand Line opens the path to wider seas and possibly even a bigger crew." We can see Chibi Reviews here responding to that official Netflix tweet saying, "Curious timing for the official account to release this, almost like it's all coordinated." And this response reading certainly does seem like it paid promotion, and showing MrBeast in the tweet that we had seen where he's talking about One Piece suddenly, and Cinna also suddenly talking about One Piece, Cenat also suddenly talking about One Piece, and Hasan also suddenly talking about One Piece. Another user would say, bunch of grifting performative frauds that we can see right through, and the OP saying they're just paid tourists. So yeah, it's certainly a strange look, probably beyond suspicious, probably more reasonable to assume that there is something going on here. The question is what is that thing? Because it's not conclusive that they're definitively doing undisclosed paid promotion for the Netflix live action adaptation, though it's very coincidental and certainly a possibility that's the case. I'm just saying we don't know for sure. So make up your own mind on this stuff. But even if they're not doing that part, it still comes off like a "hello fellow anime fans" moment, which people are also not liking, obviously. So I want to show you the tweets from Valkyrae, Hasan, and who else was it? Oh yeah, Cenat. And before we do that though, we got one last MrBeast one to take a look at here, that being this tweet. Tectone adding, "MrBeast top 3 anime rankings resurfaced from 2021. Bro is faking his reactions worse than Nicholas Light." So this is a joke Tectone's making at Nick Light. There's no beef there between Nicholas Light and Tectone, for anyone curious about that or not getting the joke. And then he says, "Telling y'all this is a marketing ploy. So, Tectone is being serious about bro faking reactions directed at MrBeast, though, and saying it's a marketing ploy. And so it's hard to know the full context here because MrBeast was responding to a now suspended account. So once again, we're missing context on this one. But yeah, you can see, once again, he had said Naruto, AOT, One Piece, apparently ranking them and putting One Piece last. But just days ago, he was acting like he's never seen One Piece. So how could he rank it years ago? Well, this account would do a little investigating and find the archive of that tweet where MrBeast had apparently responded to anime tweets where they said, which is the better anime, Naruto, One Piece, or Attack on Titan? And MrBeast, once again, yes, ranking it Naruto, AOT, and then lastly, One Piece. So people are kind of split on this. Some people are using this as evidence to say that MrBeast is lying about never seeing One Piece, and that's why he had ranked them before. But other people are saying this could just mean he's never watched One Piece, and so it kind of like arbitrarily ended up in last place. Once again, come up to your own conclusion on this one. The last note about the MrBeast part of all this, and then we'll move on to the Valkyrae, Hasan, Cenat, like sudden anime, sudden One Piece tweets, is this post from Yeet that says, MrBeast announces his conversion to One Piece and changes his profile picture. The responses are filled with people calling it fake behavior and speculating that he's getting paid or something and that these other creators are also getting paid. Bunch of comments also calling him a tourist and stuff like that. This user even taking it a little further with their speculation, saying he's playing a character in the live action season 2, isn't he? So yeah, that's the MrBeast ishowspeed part. Let me know what you think about that stuff. And moving on, now we'll take a look at the tweet from Valkyrae. As on December 22nd, Valkyrae had said, "It took me 3 years to watch One Piece, and now I don't know what to watch while we wait for Elbaf to come out. Is there anything comparable to the character development and story writing in One Piece? The series has made me cry over and over. I love this series with my entire heart, lol. By far my all-time favorite anime I've ever seen, crying emoji." As for Hasan, he responded to MrBeast's tweet from December 23rd, the one that we started with, that initial tweet, where he said, "Should I watch One Piece? I'm scared it's so many episodes." And Hasan said, "I always dunked on One Piece fans for many years. I was intimidated by the number of episodes, thought the art style was corny, then I finally caved 3 to 4 years ago. There were ups and downs, but it's been an incredible journey overall. I get it now. You will too." So maybe this was just him responding to MrBeast, and this one's not a part of the potential like Netflix live action undisclosed paid promotion stuff that some of these people might be involved with. Once again, similarly, as I've mentioned before throughout this video, come to your own conclusions on this stuff. And then as for Cenat, also on December 23rd, he made a tweet. This one's not about One Piece at all, though. This one's actually about Naruto. And he says, "I used to think anime was weird and that it was just a cartoon, but it has helped me build way more courage than I ever had before, and I'm only on the 2nd season. Naruto is a prime example of someone who truly believes in chasing your dreams, following your heart, and never giving up. This is hands down my personal favorite right now. This show teaches you so much lessons on how important friendship is, helping others, consistency, and being a morally good person." Yeah, I definitely think anime has a lot of like actually very good life lessons you can take from it. I know anime has benefited me throughout my life. I've been watching it since I was literally like 5 years old. Granted, at that point in time, I didn't even know what anime was. I just thought it was like a very interesting cartoon art style that I generally preferred over the other cartoons that were on TV. But as people are pointing out, yeah, it is odd how all around the same day or two, some of the most mainstream influencers are all suddenly being like, "Hello, fellow anime fans," whatever the reason may be for it. I almost forgot. There's also Cinna who chimed in on this. So Chibi Reviews once again had said, "Multiple big content creators have announced that they're watching or going to start watching anime in the last week. It's all shown in anime. I can't prove it, but this feels very corporate and intentional." And Cinna responded to Chibi Reviews saying, "Guys, I think people just wanted to start watching One Piece. Please be serious right now," like crying emoji. Cinna is a part of the LA streamer clique with Valkyrae and Hasan, so I'm not sure if her chiming in is really helping their case at all on this like not coming off corporate. Then this person responds to Cinna saying, "The Basement Dwellers come out every Wednesday, unfortunately," and she says that she hasn't been an anime YouTuber in years and that she forgot how annoying some of these people are. Oh no, those dang anime fans are pointing out how mainstream influencers can be disingenuous and fake and might potentially be involved with undisclosed paid promotion. How dare they point this out? She wasn't done there either. She then said on her own Twitter account, so not responding to Chibi this time, separate tweet that reads, "Was an anime YouTuber for years and genuinely forgot how brain dead some of these people are. Holy frickin' cringe." Now, to be fair to Cinna, she did make some anime videos years ago, which is more than some of these influencers can say. So yeah, I'll give her credit on that. But like calling herself an anime YouTuber seems like a stretch. It's not like that was the only content she was making. It seems like most of her content was still like not related to anime, but there were some anime related videos here and there. That said, all of those videos, and the only time she began talking about anime at all was years after the COVID lockdown boom, so people are still probably going to speculate on how genuine or not she is. It actually gets weirder though, because I just saw this on her Twitter account. December 23rd, she also said out of nowhere, "Do I start One Piece?" And then the next day saying that she started it. This got responses from people suspicious, such as content creators are starting this grift where they start watching One Piece to bait interactions and the fandom eats it up. Someone would defend this behavior, saying more One Piece exposure regardless, so who cares, lol. And the response from the OP reading, "I'm sure that the best-selling manga of all time needs more exposure from content creators of all people. Gatekeep the vultures." Another saying, "The way all these content creators are suddenly hopping on, straight up bandwagon whatever's popular. So now all of these streamers want to get into anime? LOL, bro." We'll close with something wholesome and based, though, that being this tweet from Automaton West that reads, "Neon Genesis Evangelion director Hideaki Anno doesn't believe creating for the global market is the way to go, saying, 'I'm sorry, but the audience will have to be the one to adapt.'" Let me know what you think about this whole situation, and thank you for tuning in. I will make a little disclaimer here as well. Maybe I missed a thing or two because this involves a lot of like responses to responses, but I'm pretty sure I got all the main stuff, if not everything. So once again, thank you for tuning in. Have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one.